said there are only 3 people, so he's going to speak with.
And now, let's go to the social and medical implications of surrogacy.
You can use any.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, okay.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And I think it's time now to go into the social and medical implications of surrogacy. Well, it was said before that the surrogate mother was honored. I would wonder, how is she honored? The average surrogate mother is given about $15,000 for a pregnancy, which means less than 50 cents per hour, which is lower than the lowest wage in any state of the United States of America. What kind of honoring this? Did you do it? Will you make a statue for every surrogate mother? What's the definition of honoring in your point of view? No. And let's talk more about the social implications. What if a surrogate mother depends on the income by being a surrogate for a long period of time? Now she's 30. She has family members which depend on her for money. Now she's 30. She's most probably, if she continues this job, that children is going to have higher chances of having chromosomal disease, and most knownly as Mongolism. What's going to be the case? How will you legalize the law of surrogacy for those of 30 who are less than 30 years old or more than 30 years old? On what basis will you have such legalization? Now let's go to the medical implications. As we all know, that surrogacy starts with IVF. A chance of having a successful IVF is about 15 to 20% for average or healthy women. So you're talking about 15 to 20% success rate, and as a result, you're going to have more than one IVF cycle with more than $40,000 for every IVF cycle, with the price of transferring the new embryo to the uterus. So I don't think there is any economical benefit for any of the parents or the surrogate mother. The surrogate mother is being paid less than the wage or less than the lowest wage in any of the states. That's the first medical issue. The second medical issue is that for long period of times, we administer estrogen and progesterone for those mothers who are going to surrogate processes in order to prepare the uterus to accept the embryo. Studies show that the long-term injections of estrogen and progesterone do expose the mothers for higher chances of endometrial cancer. So now it's a medical issue, not for only the child having higher chances of being Mongolism, being different from others, but it's also for the mother who's going to have more risk for endometrial cancer, which is one of the major causes of cancer, which is one of the main fatal cancers and one of the main leading causes of death. Another point, there are fertility drugs being given for the mothers, for the egg donors, if we're talking about gestational surrogacy. Such use of fertility drugs do have side effects, such as the OHSS or the ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. So again, you're harming the egg donor, you're harming the mother, and you're harming the society by giving more Mongolism, more people with chromosomal diseases, more people who think they are different from others. So on what basis are you helping the society? On what basis are you making people happier? On what basis are you making infertile people happier by having children that are going to have, or that cost them thousands of dollars for living 10 or 20 years, and they're going to end anyhow? Again, how will you control a mother? How will you tell her what to eat and what not to eat, especially in countries such as Egypt, such as the undeveloped countries? The mother goes for a blood test, comes back with hepatitis C. The mother goes and eats something from restaurants. She comes back with hepatitis C and B. How can you control what she eats? How can you control her sexual activities whatsoever? What is it? How can you ever protect the baby? How can you ever avoid the baby from having such diseases? How? I don't think that surrogacy has any part to do with that. Thank you.
You're talking about complications. What if both parties are aware of the complications and agree to it anyway? It's just the same as the blood donation. I know that even if there's a 1% chance I might get hepatitis from donating or receiving blood, but people still do it anyway. So why is surrogacy?
At this time, it has to be life saving. You need blood, you get blood for life saving. You either die or have hepatitis C, and no one is going to have hepatitis C except in a situation where there is no blood except that hepatitis C. That blood that's contaminated with hepatitis C. But I'm not supposed. If I had a child, I won't die tomorrow. Everyone has the ability to live without children.
Thank you.
So we have a point of information. Would you like to accept it?
Yes.
So first you talk about how it's not right for a woman to take money for being pregnant for another couple, but then you start talking about how she does not get enough money. So what is exactly an act of altruism, or is she someone like a prostitute?
I didn't get the point well, but let's say she gets money. Let's say she rents his uterus. How much does she take? The point is, if you're putting that surrogate mother in a higher rank, if you're really honoring that surrogate mother, you'd have given her much more. You would have given her at least a price of a car. $15,000 is nothing. So you're comparing a mother with nothing. Yeah, sure, go on.
So you agreed to surrogacy. Have they paid more? Is that what you're saying?
I was replying of a point where you said surrogate mothers were honored.
Okay. Any other questions?